guys, I'm going to try to re-record an old video called Speckled Hen's 10 Commandments of Good Flock Management. Um, I hope you can hear me over some people's holiday lawn equipment. A few years ago, I decided to condense my chicken management philosophy into 10 commandments. That I was being facetious. They're not commandments, but they're it's a summary of what's worked for us here and what might work for you. I mean, chickens can be livestock or they can be pets, but they deserve attention and care. And if you're going to maintain a healthy backyard flock, there's some things you've got to do. But the first thing is you keep a clean, dry environment. All right, you change the bedding as needed. You watch out for leaky waterers, windows, roofs. Cleaning a dry environment inside is crucial, especially in the wintertime when they can get frostbite or even pneumonia, honestly. Especially if you have a lot of elderly birds like I do. A great number of our birds are 8 to almost 12 years old and are very susceptible to dampness and whatnot. But the second one, fresh air. I don't care how cold it is outside, they need ventilation to off-gas the moisture from their respiration, from their poop, from the waterers that you have inside. Ventilation is usually considered overhead. It's above their heads where the moisture gases out. It vents out. It's not at their feet. You want down low is considered a draft, up high ventilation. That's just the general way I think of it. Number three, they've got to have fresh water. Chickens are huge water consumers. Fresh water daily. I used to joke that would you take a sip out of the water, or if not, change it? Well, yes, they'll drink out of mud puddles, but there's no excuse for them having filthy water inside the building, especially if they're stuck inside because of inclement weather. Number four, give good nutritious food formulated for the age and function of the birds. Don't feed them just corn. Corn is inadequate nutrition. Corn is 8% protein, a great deal of fat. They need higher protein. Heritage line birds, and especially, need higher protein. Layer pellets over 16% is better protein levels. My heritage line birds get 22%. My cat's over here playing with something. I don't know what. But formulated for the function and age of the birds. You don't give chicks layer feed because it has too much calcium and not enough protein generally, although my protein levels are high. You don't just give them scratch grains because that's usually a lower overall protein level. And also, if they have crop issues of any kind, grains tend to ferment in their crop. That's not good. They can develop sauerkraut. So pelleted feed is usually the best, or crumble feed. Okay, number five, provide a safe, uncrowded, predator-proof coop and run. Now, mine do free range, but when they are in their building, they are 100% safe from predators. 100%. Hardware cloth properly attached over all the window openings. Over any opening bigger than a half an inch gets hardware cloth. Number six, you periodically check over your birds. Feathers hide a multitude of sins. Look under their feathers for lice, mites, wounds. Roosters can wound hens. They can be ripped open on their sides, and you wouldn't know it unless you ran your hands underneath their feathers. Number seven, practice a good biosecurity. You disinfect your shoes before and after visiting feed stores or shows if you go to shows. We don't go to shows. Quarantine any birds if you buy birds. We don't even buy birds from anyone. Have never done that. We don't buy birds from anybody. All birds are hatched here. Most diseases are passed horizontally, not vertically, not through the egg, but generally from bird to bird. Don't sell, trade, or give away bird that shows any symptoms or has shown any symptoms of respiratory illness. Number eight, the first sign of contagious illness, euthanize the bird. I'm talking contagious now. If you can determine for sure it's pneumonia that's caused by a situation like they got soaked to the bone and then they got a chill, that's different than if they got caught something. If it's contagious, the only thing that you can do is euthanize the bird. I have a whole thing on chicken diseases not being curable. It's a whole other video on that. Don't medicate unnecessarily. That includes antibiotics, which we don't give unless it's still, you've had a big infected wound. That's different than if you have a respiratory illness or pneumonia. I don't mind antibiotics for pneumonia if you know for sure it's pneumonia and not Mycoplasma galliseptum or something of that nature. Those, you euthanize birds for those. You don't overworm. You don't you don't medicate at all unless there's something that's non-contagious that requires an antibiotic. Do your research. Number 10 is do your research. Lots of books and articles profiling poultry management. Read, study, develop a plan of action before something happens. There are so many things you cannot plan for, things I have seen that you would never believe that you can't, there's no way to plan for. But as much as you can. And one last thing, your best defense in your arsenal is your powers of observation. Watch your birds, know your birds, examine your birds. Just your eyes, your ears, listen for things that are wrong. So your powers of observation, best tool you've got. And that's all I got to say about that. And I hope you get as much mileage out of this as we have. Thank you for watching. Bye.